Hi, this is Steve Hosher, and I'm going to explain the RazorGage batch screen. The batch screen is accessible from the main screen of the RazorGage software by clicking this button right here. What the batch screen is used for is cutting hundreds of parts that are the same length. Using the batch screen, you would load a piece of stock, 10 feet long for example, and you would basically going to press go, and it's going to cut that stock into the length specified. It's not going to optimize. It's not going to cut around defects. It's just going to cut parts to length. And it also allows you to put multiple pieces of stock, and it'll still keep an accurate count. The batch screen has part numbers saved in this white box, and you can save hundreds of them there. When you click it, it brings up the information that was saved. Test 1, it has a length of 24 3/8, and the material type is this number. Number 2, cut length 61 1/2, and has a different material type number. And you can see test 3, test 4, test 5, all different parameters. To create a new part, you click Create Part, you enter a password, you enter the part number. We'll call this one test 6, cut length 12.438, and we'll say the material type is oak. We'll say 3/4 by 2-inch oak. Now this could be aluminum, steel, fiberglass. You can put anything you want in this material type field. So I'll save it, and there it is. It shows up on the list of available parts. If I click it, you can see that it displays the information that I entered. The trim cut I have set at 1/2 inch. This is the leading edge trim cut. When we push the material forward, the number in this field is going to be how much we're going to trim off the leading edge of the part. The desired quantity is right now set at 200. If I change that, I can put it whatever I want. So it's going to count down until I've finished that run when I start running. Number of stock pieces loaded means how many pieces of stock I'm going to put on the table for the RazorGage to push. If I put 5 pieces of stock, then every time the saw cycles, my completed parts is going to increment by 5. I can reset the completed parts at any time. If I decrement this, I can bring it down to 1, and then every time the saw cycles, the completed parts will increment by only 1. So once I have these parameters set, and I can leave them set if I do things the same regardless of the material, because they don't change as I change parts. So often you may not need to change any of these. So when I get ready to run, I'm going to tell the machine how long the material is that I'm going to run. I can either use the last stock length entered, which in this case is 96 inches, 8 feet. But let's say now this 3/4 by 2 oak is 10 feet long. So I enter a new stock length, put in 120, click go. And as you can see now, the last stock length entered is 120. So at this point, the machine would load out to the load position, which is going to be the stock length plus my load parameter. I'll show you where that is. I go to exit to the main screen. I'll go to the setup screen. These are the setup parameters for the RazorGage. Here's the load parameter right here. Right now it's set to 10 inches. If I want to change that, I'll enter the password and change it and then save it. But now I'm going to go back to the main screen and go back to the batch screen. So when the batch screen sends the RazorGage to the load position, it's going to send it to 120 plus 10. That gives you room to load the material without having to work around clamps or push it underneath the saw to get it in. And you can set that to whatever you want. You just have to have enough stroke on the RazorGage itself, physical stroke, to handle your longest material plus an acceptable overage. So when it's time to run the material, you click Run, and the RazorGage will push the material forward. You can cycle the saw, we can sense that you cycle the saw, and then we'll advance to the next one, or it can be kind of a fully automatic thing. When you want to pause the run in the middle, you click Pause. If you want to resume after a pause, you click Resume. If you want to cancel the run altogether, you click Cancel. And that's how the batch screen works. If you have any questions for us, call us at 515-232-3188, or you can go to our website and send us an email from there. You can download this software from our website so you can try it on your own computer, not just the batch screen, but all the other features of the RazorGage software. This is available for download. This is the exact software that we put on the RazorGage. It just doesn't communicate with the machine. So I hope this helped. Give us a call if you have any questions about this or any other aspects of RazorGage, and we appreciate your interest.